What is up, you guys? My name is Breyonna, and today I'm going to share with you guys how to get this really fun raspberry smoky eye with lavender glitter on it using the brand new Juvias Wahala Palette. And this palette is so pretty. I recently did a review on it, and I'll have it linked in the description box down below for you in case you want to see it. But the color story of this palette is just so much fun. It is literally perfect for summer. There's some cool tones in here, there's some warm tones, some neutrals, and overall it just has a really cool vibe to it. It feels so weird. I put lip gloss on today, and I'm like one of those people, I am definitely a matte lipstick kind of gal, but that is all I want to do when I talk because it feels so different if you're not used to it. But before we jump into it, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and also give this video a like. And if you'd like to check me out over on my Instagram page, it is @Breyonna. As always, the first thing that we are going to be doing is of course priming our eyelids, and I'm just going to be going in with my absolute favorite, which is from Anastasia. So today we are going to be revisiting the Juvias Wahala Palette, and honestly I just had so much fun using this the first time around. I was like, why not use it today? And I think today I want to use these beautiful purples in the palette. I don't know about you guys, but these ones catch my eye just as much as the blues. I think they're really pretty, and I love these two shimmers right here, especially this one. Look at that, it's like an icy lavender. So the first shade I want to go in with is this really pretty purple that has the tiniest hint of pink to it, and it is called Woke. And using this Sigma E40, I'm just going to be popping this baby really lightly into my crease. And since we are going to be doing a fairly dramatic eye look today, I'm going to work in light layers just to help with the blending process. I'm just going to start building up this color ever so slightly. But I was just expecting this shade to apply a little bit darker than it is. It kind of almost looks like a pastel in a way on me. But it is still a really beautiful color. Yeah, this purple that we have applied definitely looks super pastel. I don't know about you guys, but that is the complete vibe it's giving me. But the next shade that we are going to be going in with is this kind of Barbie pink shade, and it is called Busybody. I have a feeling that this shade is going to be really pigmented because I barely tap my brush into the pan, and look at how much is on there. But I guess let's see what happens. And I'm just going to be taking it on this Sigma E35 tapered blending brush. And I'm first going to be popping this baby right into my crease, as well as using it to round out my outer V. And then afterwards, I'm going to do these small circular motions to help blend it into Woke. This pink is definitely reminding me of Barbie. It just has that certain kind of look to it. You know, when you see a pink and it's that's Barbie pink, this is what this one looks like to me. But ooh, it is blending out really nice too, because sometimes pinks, they can be just a little too intense and they're hard to blend out because of it. But this one so far is really nice. And I'm just going to start lightly building up this color to get it to look like it does in the pan. But I will warn you, this color is very pigmented and it'll overpower anything that you put near it. Because you can see, we don't really even see Woke anymore just because this color kind of took over. So just keep that in mind if you do use this one. So once you have that applied and blended out, the next shade that we are going to be going in with is the burgundy in the palette called BU. And I'm just going to be taking it on this Sigma, what are you called, an E38 diffused crease brush, and I'm going to be applying that right into my crease. And then afterwards do these little tiny circular motions to blend it upwards into everything else. I'm also using it to round out my outer V. And when you are using the shade, I cannot stress enough to work in light layers because it can definitely overpower your look. And by working with light layers, what's going to happen is you'll get the most seamless blend doing it this way, and also it'll just be so much easier to work with. You won't have to deal with any harsh lines this way. Now you can definitely leave the look where it's at right now, but honestly I want to get a little bit more definition in my crease. So I want to go in with this really deep grayish black shade in the palette called Sis. And then using this Sigma E33 with barely any product on my brush, I'm going to be lightly applying that right into my crease. And then afterwards doing these little small circular motions to blend that upwards. And I'm also using it to round out my outer V. I wanted to use this shade so bad in my first look, and I was like, you know what, I wanted to leave it where it was at because I thought it looked super cool with that bluish purple color. But today, we are trying it out. I will say she isn't super intensely pigmented, but with it not being super pigmented, it's so much easier to work with. I know a lot of people want super intense shadows, but sometimes they're just really hard to blend out. But this one's just really nice. From my experience of using this palette, it seems like the brighter shades are really intense with the pigmentation, pow in your face, whereas the darker ones are a little bit less pigmented, so they're a little bit easier to work with and blend out. Which honestly, I definitely prefer that. I know not everybody's into that, But for me, I just like a little bit more of a buildable formula. I find it so much easier to work with. And if you're a beginner or if you're somebody that has a hard time blending out your shadows, a buildable formula is so much easier to work with, especially with darker shades. Because if a darker shade is really pigmented and you accidentally apply too much, like, there's just no hope it's going to be super dark. Whereas with a buildable formula, you just get a little bit more wiggle room with it. Ooh, she's looking a little bit on the smoky side, and I don't know about you guys, but these types of colors right here are my obsession, like raspberries and eggplants. But off camera, I'm just going to quickly cut my crease, and I'm just going to be using that ABH eye primer that we used earlier. So I mixed a little bit of BU and Cis, like a 1:1 ratio on this Sigma, what are you calling, E55 eye shading brush. And I'm just going to be packing it on that harsh line in the outer third of my lid. And when I'm doing this too, I'm making sure that I am pressing it in. And you can see we already got rid of that harsh line right away. And then with whatever's left on my brush, I'm just going to start flicking it inwards just to help get a really nice seamless blend with the lid in a second. A little bit ago, I was so on the fence if I wanted to go in with some of the greens instead of going in with the purples, but we just used the greens, and I don't know about you, but like these ones just keep on catching my eyes, so instead I think we're just going to do my original plan. But the first one that we're going to be going in with is this mid-tone purple called Unafraid. Then using this damp and flat shader brush, I'm just going to be popping this baby right in the center of my lid. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Juvias makes some of the best shimmers, hands down. Like, I love their shimmer formula. I mean, like, look at how sparkly that is. It just has, like, this really cool texture to it, too. I don't know about you, but, like, this type of shimmer color, oh, like, it is just so pretty in the eyes, and it literally goes with everything. It kind of reminds me of the one in the Magic palette. Then once you have that one applied, now we're just going to go in with the other shimmery purple in the palette called Envy. Then using a different little flat shader brush, I'm just going to be applying this to the rest of my lid. Anywhere that that base is still showing, and then I'm slightly overlapping it with that purple that we just applied. Ooh. I will say, like, this one acts more like a lid topper. It's a really gorgeous shade, it just doesn't have much of a base pigment to it. Like, you can kind of see it just acts a little bit more like a lid topper. I'm going to try it with my finger on the other side to see if it acts a little bit better. Maybe I'll have a little bit more pigment to it this way, like a base pigment. Oh yeah. Because I mean, like, you can use a brush, but I feel like using your finger, you just make it look a little bit more like an eyeshadow rather than a lid topper. So in my opinion, use your finger if you don't have anything underneath of it, and use a brush if you want to use it like a lid topper, if you want a little bit more precision before you use your finger. Because after using my finger, you can kind of see it just has a little bit more of a pizzazz to it, and it almost made it look like it has a little bit more of a base pigment. So this last weekend, I was reorganizing my makeup collection, you know, throwing things away that have dried up and just kind of like seeing what I have. And I found this product from Pixi, and this is a liquid fairy lights in the shade Crystalline. I haven't used this in forever, but oh, like, it is so pretty swatched. I was like, we should play around with it. Because I mean, like, look at this. Look at how sparkly that is. It reminds me of like a really light iridescent lid topper. So I guess here goes nothing, and I'm just going to start applying it where we applied that lighter shimmer shade. So in the inner third of my lid. Oh yeah, like that looks so cool. I see people on Instagram use these, but I haven't used them in a while. But like, if you haven't tried these, the glitter ones are really nice, and there's a lot of product in these. Okay, but like, this looks so cool in the eyes. Like, why haven't I used it in a while? And I'm kind of taking whatever's left on this little applicator, you know, before dipping back in. And I'm kind of like feathering out the edges. So since we applied that Pixi glitter, I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid liner, because this one goes perfectly over glitter, by far my favorite for it. So for mascara today, I really want to try out this one from Buxom. It is called Extrovert Mascara, and it is spelled with an X, and the color is Extra Black, which is also spelled with an X. So as you can see, it's a little bit promiscuous. So I just took it out of the tube, and like, look how big this wand is. Like, she's thick. Ooh, this mascara, she's making my lashes look volumized, like va-va-voom. And I don't know if you guys can see it or not, because I literally have like 10 lashes, and they're super stubby, but ooh, like, this is a pretty mascara. You know, at first I was kind of thinking maybe it was going to look a little clumpy, because on the brush it looks a little clumpy. Once it's applied, it's really gorgeous. And then for lashes, I'm just going to go in with these ones my friend gave me. They literally don't have a name on them. I don't even know where she got them. She's like, hey, do you like the look of these? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And she's like, well, you can have them. I'm like, okay, works for me. So for face primer today, we're going to be going in with this one from Benefit. It is the Professional Pearl Primer. I've never used this one before, but I found it when I was cleaning everything out and I'm like, ooh, that looks really interesting. It's kind of like a pinky shade. It doesn't have like a glow on my fingers though, so I wonder what pearl means with it. Ooh, I can feel the dimethicone in it. I'm kind of like focusing this in the center of my face first, and then afterwards I'm like distributing it outwards. Just because all my pore problems are like right here in the center of my face. So since we are using a new primer I've never used before, I just want to go in with a foundation I know really works well for me, and that is the NYX Born to Glow, and I'm just going to go in with shade Light Porcelain. And you guys know I am so obsessed with this foundation recently. It's just so nice and it's super affordable. And I'm just going to be blending it out using my Morphe sponge. I wonder how this primer works, because I haven't used a pore filling one in a really long time. Like, I don't know, does it like dry down, or does it just kind of like sink into your pores and then kind of like make a barrier so everything blends on top? I'm not too sure. Because I know with like gripping primers, which is what I normally use, if I don't wait long enough for it to dry down a little bit, it kind of like gets tacky and lifts in certain spots, the foundation. So far though, I think it's looking really nice. But definitely time will tell because it is a primer. And sometimes you just have to have it on your skin for a little bit to really know how it works. But for right now, I think everything is blending out really nice on top of it. And then for cream contour, I'm just going to go in with my Fenty Matchstick in the shade Amber. And I'm starting to run out. I don't know if you can see, but that is as much as I have left in here. So I'm thinking next time I might try something different. I'm trying to figure out what to try though, because there's just so many options. And then using a different side of that Morphe sponge, I'm just going to start blending out this contour. And when I'm doing this, I'm blending it out towards my hairline. I'm not blending it out towards the center of my face. Just to make everything all nice and snatched. I'm not too sure which contour to try though, because part of me really wants to try the Tan Tour from Huda Beauty. And then the other part of me wants to try the cream blush of Fenty, because they have one in the shade Amber, so I wonder how that's going to work compared to this. And also there's I believe it's called a Wonder Stick from NYX. That's another one that's been really catching my eye lately. So if you've tried any of those, let me know how you like them. And then for concealer today, I'm just going to use this one from Makeup Revolution. It is the Supersize Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer in shade C0.5. And did you guys see the brand new Makeup Revolution brand? It's called XX Revolution. You can find some of this stuff over on Instagram for like sneak peeks. But let me know if you guys would like me to review it or not, because I'm so curious about some of the lid toppers that they have. And also, I believe that they're launching a foundation as well as concealer. So if you're down for that, let me know in the comments down below and I'd be happy to review it for you guys. So normally with my concealer, I wait like a minute before I blend it out, but like with this one, you definitely want to blend it out right away. Because this baby dries down, and once she's dried down, it does not budge. But it makes my under eyes just look so nice. You know, even for it being super full coverage, it feels really lightweight on the skin. Especially when you blend it out with a sponge. So for loose powder today, I'm just going to go in with my Ride or Die, which is from Laura Mercier. And then using that Morphe sponge, I'm just going to be applying this first right underneath my eyes, around my nose, in my smile lines, and on my chin. Just to make sure I do not crease right away since we are trying out a new primer. And then with whatever's left on my sponge, I'm just going to hit the rest of my face with it. So for bronzer today, I want to try out this brand new one from Buxom. It is the Staycation Vibes Primer Infused Bronzer in the shade Backyard Bronze. And this one's a little bit more on the cool tone side in my opinion, but I kind of fear that it's going to be a really intense bronzer and it's going to be a little too dark for me, because the blushes in the primer infused line are so intense, like you barely need anything on your brush and it's like pow pigment. So I'm hoping that this isn't as bad, but oh, I mean, let's try it, I guess, and see what happens. So I'm just going to take, like, the tiniest amount. See? You can see, like, it's, yeah. This is pigmented. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. But I'm taking it on this Luxie, what are you called? A 504 Ankle. I just can't tell if it's too dark for me or not, because I feel like once I get this edited, I'll be able to tell. But I don't know, like, part of me likes how it looks. And then the other part of me thinks maybe it's just like a little too much. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know in the comments down below. But I'm just going to hit the rest of my face with it and let's see what happens. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this bronzer. Like, I think it's just a little too dark for me. You guys will have to let me know in the comments down below like what you think. You know, I thought it was looking even until I started building it up in certain areas, because you can kind of see, like, it's looking a little uneven. I want to love it because I do love Buxom products, but this one just, I don't think is for me. And then for blush today, I'm just going to go in with one of those ones from Buxom I was talking about, and this is the Wanderlust Primer Infused Blush in the shade Ibiza. It's a really pretty brighter pink with a little bit of a mauve undertone to it. And when you use these, I cannot stress enough to tap off the excess on the back of your hand, because sometimes they apply a little bit too pigmented otherwise. And then for lipstick today, I really want to try out this one from Sigma. They just sent it to me. It is the Infinity Point lipstick in the shade Deja Vu. And what makes this one unique is it has a teardrop shape to the tube, so it always keeps a point. I believe that they have it patented too, which is really cool. So after applying the lipstick, the formula, it isn't super creamy and it's not drying. It's like right in the middle, and also it is very lightweight and super pigmented. So now we're going to start smoking down the lower lash line because I just need some balance with this look. Like, it just feels so top heavy. But I'm first going to line my waterline using this Haus Laboratories RIP lip liner in the shade Drag. And I know it is technically a lip liner, but I love the color of it, so I'm going to use it anyways. And I'm just saying, if you have sensitive eyes, I do not recommend doing this. Then using a little bit of BU on this Luxie 231 small tapered blending brush, I'm just going to start lightly smoking down that liner. Okay, but like, this color is perfect for this look. Oh, I love it so much. And also that lip liner was really nice underneath the eyes. Like, it's super, super creamy. So now we're going to be doing my absolute favorite part, which is the inner corner highlight. And I mean, you could use a shadow out of the palette, but honestly, I want to go in with a highlighter today instead, just to kind of make it a little bit more spicy. And I want to try out this palette from Morphe. It is the Star Blazer 8Z highlighter palette, and I want to go in with this lighter one right here called Stardust. I don't believe that I've ever used Morphe brand highlighters before, so this is the first for me. But I'm just going to be taking it on this Profusion, what are you called, a small firm eyeshadow brush. And I'm just going to be packing the shit out of this into my inner corner. And I'm also slightly bringing it underneath the inner tear duct area to open up the eye. But, oh, she's actually really cute. I didn't know what to expect because I swatched it, and I mean, it was kind of cute, but it wasn't like super blinding. But I feel like once we applied it, it actually looks a lot different. It's definitely not like the most blinding highlight I've ever seen, but I think she's cute. Then to line my waterline, I'm just going to use this pencil from Morphe in the shade Pinkin, which is a light baby pink. And then for highlighter today, I'm just going to go back in with Stardust, and I'm just going to apply it with this Kaleidos highlighting brush. And as you can see, like, she has a glow to it, but it's not like blinding glittery. It's definitely a little bit more on the wearable side. Normally I'm one of those people, I'm just not into lip gloss, but I want to go in with this one from Haus Laboratories, and this one is in the shade Entranced. Ooh, that is like one thick applicator. I guess let's see what happens. Ooh, that feels really nice. Because it's not sticky and it's not tacky. It just has a really nice sheen to it. Low-key, I kind of wish I wouldn't have applied the lip gloss because now I'm really paranoid about getting lipstick on my teeth. But here's the finished look using the Juvias Wahala Palette, and I don't know about you guys, but I think this look turned out super pretty and super sparkly. And I just love the overall like vibe with it because it's kind of like a raspberry color with like lavender sparkle. I just think it's super gorgeous. So in the comments down below, let me know what you think about this look right here, and also let me know if you'd like to see more looks using this palette. But as always though, I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below and also gave this video a like. And if you'd like to check me out over on my Instagram page, it is @BreyonnaFaye. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!